Characteristics of country music. When talking about country music, the image of a pair of dueling banjo players often springs to mind, or perhaps a foot-tapping fiddle player accompanied by a Bourne and acoustic bass. Stetson hats, steel guitars, and the subtle twang of a Southern American accent are typically featured in country music, but this image is only a stereotype. Country music has as many different subgenres as any other musical style, and its origins can be traced back to the folk music of 18th century America. Western music originates from folk music in the USA, traced back to the Irish, Scottish, and English immigrants who made the southern states of America their home. These roots in South American folk have strong links to different types of country music, evolving from humble beginnings. Country music gained popularity in the early 20th century, after which, recordings of Atlanta artists became available commercially. Early music was initially labeled as hillbilly music and unfairly dismissed until the early 1920s. It was only after that the radio began to adopt country music, and its popularity spread rapidly. The Grand Ole Opry, country music, and WSM Nashville Radio were some of the most important sources of country music. The Great Depression launched the career of the legendary Hank Williams. One key feature of country music is the narrative ability to grasp attention. Narration is important in every type of country music, and it provides a compelling element that binds the genre together. What you often hear in many country songs are personal stories or accounts of love, loss, and experiences that resonate with many. The country artist Lee Ann Womack has a remarkable ability to tell a story and express so much of what it is to be human. Simple chord progressions, repetitive rhythms, and catchy riffs accompany the singer. Great vocal harmonies and strong choruses lift many country songs with straightforward chord structures. The emotional content of many country hits generates its lasting appeal and singles it out as one of the most enjoyable genres of music to listen to. In the 1940s, country music found itself beginning to absorb the influences of jazz. Jazz brought country music the swing of a new subgenre of country music. The gentle lilt of the swing rhythm effectively made the careers of singers like Gene Autry and Roy Rogers household names. In Western swing, the highly commercial side of country developed with songs that literally crooned their way into people's hearts. This was quite a departure from the folk-based, earthier country songs at the turn of the century. Far from the simplicity of early country music, the 1940s and 1950s saw Nashville record some extravagant new songs. These arrangements were closer to the big numbers expected in a Hollywood movie. Country's commercial success gave artists a greater chance to indulge themselves, and the songs include some rich, lush orchestral arrangements. This period in the country saw the meteoric rise of stars like Johnny Cash, Tammy Wynette, and Patsy Cline. Similarly, Hollywood was making cowboy movies that included notable country singers. Latching on to the Western country style and the growing fame of certain singers, country music enjoyed a huge commercial boost in the film industry. As country music moved into the 1970s, the divide between pop and country narrowed. While songs still included traditional instruments like fiddle, banjo, and acoustic guitars, the electric guitar and drums were now deemed perfectly appropriate for country music. The singer's character became the focus of the style of the music. The diversity as you head into the 1990s to the present day is dramatically diverse. Dolly Parton became a massive success with hits like 9 to 5. And Garth Brooks with hugely popular songs like The Dance and The River. Both were quite different in their approach to country music, with their roots firmly in the genre's traditions. Many commentators would add that the music of artists like Brooks is closer to Southern rock than traditional country music. Modest acoustic instruments are replaced with electric, amplified ones, and the rhythms derive more clearly from rock than folk, jazz, or blues. In more recent years, there has been a deliberate return to the older styles of country. There is an encouraging number of bands and artists looking back to country music's foundations and finding inspiration. Country singers to explore would include William Michael Morgan, Cody Jinks, Miranda Lambert, and the band Midland, whose links to the Nashville sound are undeniable. At the core of country music is a song that tells a great story about an event or the singer. Heartfelt music comes in many shades, from traditional to highly commercial. Underneath the piece, structures orientate around a verse-chorus, with the chorus often vocally harmonized and immediately memorable. Despite the simple impression this genre can give, there is some considerable virtuosity in the performance of many banjo players, fiddle players, and guitarists that should not be overlooked.